there are some issues that I don't even think are worthy of my time. Um, but everybody already knows about the anti-vax, anti-masks controversy, and some people believe that there is a legitimate risk in getting the shots. Um, and what conservatives do is they always put 100 on 10. They always take a little bit of truth and blow it out of proportion. That's what they do. I've heard people talking about how, it's the clot shot and it's this and it's that. And you can do your own research. But they'll say that it's really a part of a greater all vaccines are dangerous, even though it's a literally 1 in 1 million or 1 in 2 million chance of getting these uh, mild complications of vaccines. And then I always go back to the mask stuff. That if you have people that these multiple videos that have come out will go to a store and buy a bottle of water, and they literally came there just to make a fuss about not wanting to wear masks. So you came all the way across town just to go in there and start crap. These are not these are not attitudes that are based upon reality. They're based upon aggrievement. I was reading on Reddit. I follow Collapse. This guy made a really great point that I wanted to give you guys. All right, let's get to it. Ivermectin is FDA approved for human use, just not for COVID. It's not a lifestyle med. It's on the WHO list of essential medicines. It's approved for human use to treat infections caused by some parasitic worms and head lice and skin conditions like rosacea. The tablets are approved for intestinal some things. Um, and the COVID study on it was redacted due to blatant fraud. I don't like this idea that they're taking horse medicine and it's gonna make you sick. No, and I know people on the left, the hysterical left stuff, because that's what they do. There's just back and forth with the right. We have to come at these things with science and come at them from the basis of reality. The reality of it is in using the doses for a horse that's harmful for humans. Yes, humans can use it, but it's usually under a doctor's supervision. That's the point. Um, yeah, when you get it, proper dose, prescription, easily understands being useful in the past for humans. Um, but the obviously the dose for animal use is vastly different. And there's a reason emergency rooms and poison control lines are being flooded with people who take horse doses. Um, and you have pharmacies that have stopped selling it. I want to give you this here. And one more thing. Taking large doses of ivermectin is dangerous. Never use medication intended for animals on yourself or other people. Animal ivermectin products are very different from those approved for humans. Use of it is dangerous, and animal ivermectin is dangerous. Um, they're literally buying livestock ivermectin. Comes in larger doses. Um, main point I want to make here is that no, ivermectin is not unheard of for use in humans for various medical issues that may arise, but that what you're seeing at the livestock stores is for horses, for animals, and that it's sad to me at this point in the pandemic someone would want to use that rather than get a vaccine or wear a mask. I guess that's my point. To buy to buy something like that at the amount of what's it called rather than it shows you how balkanized, how anti-intellectual, how anti-science much of the country is. As I often say on here, COVID isn't that serious. It has metastasized, or it has mutated to the point now to where we've got unique problems. Now young people are getting sick, but that it didn't have to go this way, that if it had been handled appropriately by an actual reasonable White House administration, we could have dealt with this. When people talk about how masks don't work, look at how much time it's taken. See, it's like for rednecks, for conservatives, they're always like 5 years back or 3 years back when it comes to anything. Like they're so away from reality and what's going on right now that they don't realize that like life is, things are constantly changing. The pandemic that we've the strain that we eventually the strain that we preliminarily dealt with is not the strain we're dealing with today. I've talked about this before, that the vaccines is the mark of the beast, all that shit. So now that they've waited and delayed and they've spent so much time, oh, let's drink bleach and UV injections and disinfectant and all this bullshit that's been this watered down to the masses, to the idiots. Now, even if you do get, you know, uh, more folks get shot, more folks wear masks, it's almost gets too late. It's like we're behind. That's what I learned with this pandemic, is that so much of the country is behind. They're just behind in everything, and they are so anti-establishment that anything doctors say they automatically don't believe in. There's been no proof that these vaccines are significantly toxic, other than I forgot which one it was giving blood clots in the beginning. They dealt with that. There's been nothing else for the most part that you heard about. For people to still, it's. I think it also speaks to how much power a president has, how much power these guys have for good as well as for evil, for wickedness. To talk about whether he was joking or not, I didn't find that funny. People have said that Trump might have been joking about the bleach and all that. That wasn't funny. That wasn't a place for humor. That was a place for leadership. That was a place for the president to show the country he cares, and to say, hey, take this seriously, to help out these governors, some of which may be Democratic, who want to do stuff in the rural areas. Trump was out here talking about liberate Michigan. That was reckless. And we're really lucky more people didn't die. We're lucky that there wasn't more violence. I always say that when Trump made comments, even though sometimes there wasn't violence, it was still irresponsible. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the danger he put us all in by his recklessness, by his lackadaisical approach to public health, by his adversarial stances when it came to state governors and public health officials. I'll never forget that. I think Trump is a cautionary tale uh, to government leaders in the future, that maybe you can't just be legitimate. I've said it before. I don't like this non-political stuff. I don't like it. No, I believe in science, on climate change, on pandemics. I believe in science. I'm not going to take animal medicines. I mean, it's one thing if you don't believe it, but to go out here and get animal medicines and put them in your body, like, I'm not doing that. And the fact that so many people have and are still doing so uh, is bothersome. To know that so many people are drinking the Kool-Aid, if you will, and are so low intelligent. They're low intelligent voters. They're low intelligent people. If you don't believe in the pandemic, that's one thing. But to take livestock supplements, says something about your judgment. Thank you for listening.